When God gives you instructions to do something, you need to be obedient. Let me tell you why. So after years of being in education, and I even have a master's level education, God told me to move from that field and start a business. So I've always had done catering on the side or whatever, but he told me that I needed to go ahead and make this a full-time business, to make it legit, get your licensing, certifications, all that stuff, and you're going to do this business. So I did all of that. I was obedient, and I started my catering business. Got a name for it. I got the Vittles, the best hidden gem in Cincinnati, Ohio. But anyway, I am not from Cincinnati. I moved here a few years ago, so my clientele base was pretty much from people that I work with. I said I was an educator, so a lot of people that I used to work with at school were my clients. So, okay, I'm like, I need to find people that are outside of that base. So what I would do is I would get dressed every morning and I would go into local businesses. I had cookie samples. First of all, I sell the best cookies ever. I will go into different businesses, whatever. I made up some literature about my services, who I am, different things like that. And I would tell them about my business and let them know, okay, hey, I offer these services. Please consider me, especially, like car dealerships or whoever, when they always buying food for staff. Now, any small business owner, that it is tough for money to just be rolling in when you first beginning. So I offered lunch services during the week. So I would do it for different schools. I told you I work for Cincinnati Public, so I would offer for different schools or whatever. They'll put their lunch orders in. I would change it up every week. And during lunchtime, my husband, he would deliver the meals. So I would get up early in the morning, make all the meals or whatever, and he would do the deliveries for me. Okay. So this one particular school, I have been trying to get in with the principal or whatever, and I wanted to come in and do like a showcase. So I hadn't heard back from her. I emailed her, and it's been like a week, and I'm like, you know what? Just forget it. Like, she's dragging her feet about it. I'll go to the next person. So I finally get a response from her. It's like 9 p.m. at night, and she's like, come tomorrow to my school, have about 20 meals prepared, and you can sell the meals during my lunchtime. Now, again, I have been working all day, so I'm exhausted. It's 9 p.m. and I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do that tomorrow. I already have lunch services that I have to do for my other customers. I can't handle that. Something told me, so there was this guy speaking to me, is like, you need to go ahead and do these things. So, like, if I would have been disobedient, I wouldn't have done these. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to get up early in the morning because I have to go shop for it. I'm going to get up early in the morning. I'm going to go to the grocery store. I'm going to shop. And then I literally made everything from scratch. I got up maybe like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I made these 20 meals prepared before I even did my initial lunch orders for that day. So I made, I think it was salmon fingers, homemade mac and cheese, and some mixed veggies or whatever. So I got all these orders ready. My husband takes it over to the school. Remember, he's helping me. And he's waiting. Now, anybody that is a teacher on a teacher's salary knows that we don't get paid diddly squat. So we need to plan in advance if we're going to be buying stuff, especially lunch and stuff, because usually we bring stuff in. So she hadn't told any of the staff that I was coming in, or they hadn't been prepared to be able to pay or anything like that. It was just like a random Thursday. So it wasn't even payday. So luckily I had a few people come in. I sold a few of the meals, maybe like 6 or 7. But the rest of them, nobody came down. They didn't know who I was or that I was even in the building selling lunches, because my friend works there. She said, I didn't even know that you were there. She didn't make an announcement. She only said something once. So lunchtime is over. During that period, it was like an hour period, and I'm upset because I have all these extra lunches I was supposed to be making money off of. Now I'm like, okay, now we just wasted all this money, and I'm upset because she didn't even consider a small business. Like, okay, we could be losing money this way because she didn't plan. Now, I'm not just going to let this money go to waste. So what we did is I contacted some other people we know in different schools or whatever. And I'm like, all right, so my husband's a football coach, and some of his friends still work in schools, and he took some of the lunches to them and was like, here's some free lunches, so for next time you know what to expect. And I actually took some of them and I went to a couple businesses. Now, there was one particular business that I took them in. It was a warehouse. I took 4 lunches in. So I went in asking for the hiring manager or the manager in general. The lady said they weren't available right now, but you can drop them off. So I dropped the meals off with my information and card, of course. I'm thinking, okay, this is just another bust. I'm not going to hear anything. Literally that afternoon, maybe like 2 hours later, I get a phone call from the manager of this business. And they're like, listen, I just had that meal that you dropped off and it was the best food that I've ever had. So literally he was like, we have Thanksgiving coming up and we always do a Thanksgiving meal for our employees. We have 300 plus employees. We would love for you to cater. Can you come in? So the next day I came in and I met with one of the office managers and we signed a contract that day where I had 300 plus meals for me to provide catering. My first huge catering event. I just got started for 300 plus employees. Now, what could have just bought me in just a couple $100? And I'm thinking, okay, this is a failure. It was my blessing because that catering job brought in over $6,000. And it was just like in a matter of days that I got this. So I'm telling you the story to tell you, if God tells you to move, you need to move. You need to be obedient or you will not black out, but you will miss out on your blessing. And don't forget that delayed obedience is also disobedience.